Alrighty, and we are live. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to Sirius on Stream. I'm your host, Sirius Hauser, joined today by the one, the only, the lady, the lovely Nadja Bloom. How's it going, everyone? Good to have you around once again, Nadja.
Yeah, it's good to be back. How are everyone doing?
Oh my goodness, it has been far too long out there. Hello, Tones. Good to see you can make it today. He says hee nerds in the chat there. Hee fellow nerd. One of us, one of us, one of us.
That's very strong coming from one of the biggest nerds that I know, but we still love you, Tones.
Yes,
Welcome
indeed.
to the stream.
Glad to have you, buddy. Good to have you around today. We love you, Tones, very much. But oh my goodness, go away, ads. Don't need you right now. Go away. There we are. All right.
I need to use the bathroom.
Why, certainly, Liz. Let me get the key for you. And hello, Liz. Welcome to the stream today. Good to have you around. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But oh my goodness me, it is good to have you back around again, Nadja. I know we've still been talking and doing stuff together, but it has been a long time since we last did the show together. Hope you're doing okay. And anyways, let's see. You there?
Yeah, I'm good. No worries. I've just been missing doing the podcast because there's like a lot that happens in the final of Death Note. It's so intense and it's so good.
It really is, isn't it? It's like, oh my god. The last few chapters of the show, they don't hold back either, because, whew, I was not expecting half the stuff there in the first place.
It would go up with a bang, and it did.
He certainly did, yeah. It's like, I was not expecting half the stuff to go down there in the first place. And, it's like, oh my lord, I'm still replaying a lot of it in my head from all that happened so far with it. It's like, it's that wild. Like, I've still been going over it like 15 or 20 times now. I could probably watch it 100 more times, and it's still gonna hit like a friggin' train every single time there.
Especially like the last two episodes are super intense, and it's just one of those that you can just go back and just rewatch and like trying to figure out everything of the symbolism and everything. It's just so good.
Exactly, yeah. It's just that well done. You just see like you just see everything happening at once there. All the pieces start to finally come together, and just the sheer desperation on everybody else's faces as they finally realize what's been going on around them. And let's see. So we're starting today, I think, from episode 32 we were discussing earlier, I think, where we go into the details of
discussing a little bit about Mikami's childhood and how he got the Death Note, and much how he's an attorney, but or he's maybe a prosecutor. Yeah, he's probably a prosecutor.
Yeah.
He just wants to criminals to pretty much just have the same kind of powers that Kira have. So when he gets it, he's excited and he's very thrilled to be one of the chosen ones for Kira.
Exactly, and that makes him all the more dangerous too, because if you, let's say, because not only from the moral implications too, it's like you're a prosecutor. You're supposed to be like let's see, while it's your job to basically convict criminals, that's basically all you're supposed to be doing there. It's not your place to decide whether they live or die.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
With a greater power of just, now I got an even greater power of making it more easy for myself.
Exactly, yeah. Hello, Huggable Kimchi. We are indeed talking about Death Note today. Welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, that's like one of the biggest things, though, and especially when you're in the when you're in a field like that, when you're trying to be impartial in front of a judge and whatnot too. Like, your goal is to persuade, but not to just outright convict and then kill somebody.
Yeah, you pretty much have to base it only on evidence for the judge to make a fair consensus. But with this, you can just skip all of that and go based on what you believe yourself. Like, I mean, in this case, it's very similar to Kira, but he's also a bit more ruthless with just killing normal people too.
Exactly, yeah, and that's and as we've seen in real life too, judicial corruption, would see no matter which side of the podium you're on, whether you're the judge, the prosecutor, an attorney, that has horrible consequences for anybody involved, because it can you can end up convicting innocent people or end up killing anybody who had nothing to do with it in the first place.
Yeah, that's very true.
Let's see, Lily says my shotgun decides, right? Let's see, Liz says my fry pan decides. Let's see. Let's not go around dispensing justice with implements over here. Are we talking about the spin-off? We're talking about the original series, I think. Yeah, the original run. We're in episode 32 right now, where it introduces Teru Mikami, I think, and we're talking about how he just basically is an attorney, though, but he's using his position to gain access. And I think my stream just split. Of course it would split right now at this time. It's like, why are you doing this to me right now? I'm not even running a high-intensity game computer. But the crazy thing too is that according to Mikami, he also went on Kira's Kingdom show and had an interview with Kiyomi Takada, who was Light's former girlfriend in college, and she's now become Kira's spokeswoman, and she's every bit as ruthless as he is now. So you've got...
Yeah, and that's so wild to think about, just the two different paths, because, like, Light just pretty much just chose Misa because he knew that she had a Shinigami eyes, and now just realizing years later that Kara would turn out to become even to the more level of crazy that he is.
Exactly, and let's see, even before then too, she was just basically the diligent student, the whole, you know, prim and proper sort of thing there, or whatever. But and now she's just gone completely off the deep end, like totally subscribing to the whole mantra of Kira's justice and so on and so forth. And but this also poses a bit of a problem to Light as well, because now Aizawa knows that Kiyomi is Kira's ex-girlfriend, and he's often wondering, would it be suspicious if she knew that if Light was Kira, but Light didn't send any messages to her? And yeah, completely booted. I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, the stream just split on me all of a sudden. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. Because I don't know, technology these days is just absolutely sucky right now. I don't know if it's from the VTube studio or from OBS, but it's just been a nightmare. But, so at around this time, though, Light says, let's get Kiyomi into the investigation, too. And Matsuda's wondering if Kira is actually threatening or pressuring Kiyomi in some way or another. But, as far as we know, Light's had no contact with her, because he's seen no messages whatsoever. Because Aizawa was suspecting him, and so on and so forth. Let's see, Kimchi says, I don't know how I feel about Light's girlfriend. Was she evil or just manipulated into the deep end? I think from what I'm seeing so far with her, she ended up, I think she just basically subscribed to the belief that Kira was justice or whatever, and became his spokesman on national television. And now Lily wants to give me
because, like, the propaganda is very strong in this one as well, because, like, they have been dealing with Kira for so long that people are just slowly but surely starting to accept them as justice itself, and people are fine with that. So, like, Kiyomi doesn't see anything wrong with really being a spokesperson for Kira, because she also believes him to be justice. So
exactly, yeah. Also, Lily, thank you for the random bean boozle bean. Got a cayenne flavor right now, so that's going to be fun. Let's burn it up. Whew. But yeah, apart from all that too, let's see, the interesting thing is that Matsuda is saying that even the police forces support Kira, but they aren't doing anything to actually show that they support them. So he's saying, what's it calling? Let's see, Light plans to mention that to Kiyomi that he's joined the police force, and he'll ask her for instructions on how to contact Kira and give instructions to him. Let's see, of course, Aizawa wants to listen in on the whole thing. So basically, right from the start, though, I think that Kiyomi's had it out for to try and support Kira no matter what's going on, because over the last 3 years, there's been a whole cult of personality built around Kira, with people using him to get justice or whatever.
Mm.
But at this point in time, they start meeting in person. Kiyomi, let's see. Kiyomi asks, "Are you still dealing with Misa?" And Light just says right to her, she doesn't have the intelligence to be his partner. I'm like, wow, what a dick, Light.
I mean, like, and then you realize, like, so many times that it's still like, okay, but if it wasn't for Misa and how she devoted she is to you, you would be dead by now.
Exactly. She would have. If she heard that, she would have turned on him at that point.
Yeah.
And
it's also really smart of him to just manipulate her in that regard of being like, yeah, but like you can be my goddess, so you can be my lover. Like it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. Yeah. And the entire time, Misa's left alone for 5 days with Mohi, and is wondering if Light thinks she's having an affair. The irony is that it's basically the opposite going on right now. It's all but explicitly said at this point.
Yeah.
Let's see, but however, the entire time though, Mello and his allies have bugged Misa's apartment and learned that from Nia that she's the second Kira. So Mello's going to be doing all kinds of stuff to get involved now, I think.
Mello, like, he just moves so fast because once he gets an idea or a suspicion that something is not wrong, and he just do diligent research, and it just turns out to be right, and he just is so quick to act after that.
Exactly, yeah. And Mello's just absolutely ruthless, too, in the way he goes about this stuff as well.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, too, considering how, I think we discussed it before, too, how basically, Nier and Mello are basically two counterparts of each other, like opposite facets of L, where Nier has the more calculating, intelligent side, Mello's the more ruthless side of him.
Yeah, exactly.
And what was also interesting too, I noted that that Kiyomi was the anchor for the 9 o'clock news that one time too, and fittingly enough, I'm not sure if its symbolism plays into it or not, but 9 is very much an unlucky number in Japan because it signifies suffering or death. I don't know, maybe it's just me talking out of my ass on this one, but I just noticed that right there, and I'm like that can't be a coincidence.
Interesting because, as you've said before, like Death Note likes to have number symbolism, so that could very much be a thing.
Exactly, yeah. And then let's see. Then later on, let's see. Kiyomi's mentioning that Kyoto's word is going to become the law of the land, and that anybody who doesn't use their abilities to benefit society will be killed. So basically, he's planning on killing anybody who's either slacking or just not working or something like that. And let's see. Light, however, isn't too happy about that and wonders if Mikami's going too far or too quickly with the plan. And let's see here. The other thing too is that they're waiting for. Let's see. They have another meeting at the hotel with between Kiyomi and Light, and they're getting ready to discuss more details and whatnot too. And he starts speaking in code to Mikami, like, November 26th, 5 pages? What are you talking about? And it's a code phrase for kill somebody right now. And sure enough, around that time, while they're waiting and doing whatever, several more people on Kyoto's Kingdom die right there on the air.
I really do like their code talk though, because it's just very smart of having different numbers that does seem to be significant.
What was that? You kind of cut out there for a second.
You know exactly what you need to do.
Let's see. So we were saying something beforehand too. I think you cut out there for a second. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. It's just really interesting how they use numbers to do out orders on how, like, that does seem insignificant, but at the same time, if you give out the numbers and no one can really read it, and then it's just, yeah, you know exactly what you need to do with these orders, though, with killing all of these people according to Kira's wishes. Oh my god, I can't speak English now.
That's okay. You're doing fine. But yeah, exactly, though. It's like, it keeps everybody guessing, too, on top of all that, too, because you never know what's going to happen until it's probably too late, I think. And then, let's see, he then sends a message to Aizawa saying remove the wiretaps from the room, and then Kira wants to have the room checked to make sure that nothing's going on there. And then that's when Aizawa finally relents, and then says, he says to Kiyomi right there, says, "I'm Kira," right there, and she's just like ecstatic about the whole thing.
Yeah, because for her, it's like meeting her idol, being like, "Oh my God, I've always believed in you. You're the only person I've ever been interested in my entire life." And it's like,
exactly.
oh my God.
And what you were saying earlier, then he says to her like she, not me, is going to become the goddess of the new world with him. And then right there starts going back. He says, "Yeah, I can't English either. Don't worry, it's okay." He then says that he's going to pretend to go out with Kiyomi for a while to learn more about Kira, when we all know what's going on in the meantime there, and Mikami is back to just, crazily deleting everybody with a death note.
Yeah.
Sakujo, Sakujo, Sakujo. And then,
Listen, you could pay for a streaming app.
Go away, ads. Don't want you. Gotta keep on talking. Let's see, Lillipon says 4 means death, very unlucky. Yes, indeed. That appears a few times in the series, too. Like when Nier's building a dice tower or whatever, and it has all 4s on one side. Kimchi says, I love the concept of light. If Light never found the death note to begin with, would he be a good detective who knew he could be more? Or would he have fallen to the dark side and found his own way of justice? That's an interesting point, too. Like, the situations with Light and L could have very easily been reversed if they had found out different things with that. Like, who knows?
Considering that they're so similar to begin with, I would feel like it would have been a possibility for L to also become Light if he had found the Death Note before him, but at the same time, L had been doing a lot more detective work than Light had been doing, so I don't know.
Exactly, and basically the only reason that Light even had an advantage was, let's see, well, 2 things. He had the ability to, manipulate people and facts, and also he was playing both sides of the fence. That was his only advantage, really. But, let's see, and then the next episode, back at the SPK headquarters, Nier goes back to Japan, and I found it absolutely adorable when how he has Lester go with him back to New York City because it's his first time alone on an airplane.
That was so cute when he was like, get back to America, and he was like, why, sir? And he's like, I'm afraid of going alone.
Because even in spite of how he's a brilliant detective, he's still a kid in the end and needs help.
I feel like at this point in the story, Nier is about like 19 or something like that.
Yeah, sure, I thought it was a lot younger than that, but I'm not too sure.
I feel like it's just that he gives off his very like childish demeanor of being always playing with his toys. But I feel like he's around that age.
That's totally fair, yeah. And then, let's see, meanwhile, back in Japan, it's almost New Year's, and Misa's planning on making a big comeback at a pop festival or something. And that would give the police access to the NHN studios without drawing suspicion. And so Light says Mogigo is your manager, and then he'll investigate through Kiyomi at that point. And then Nier insists on arresting Kira when he's over in Japan too, and then says, and Light's going, why would you tell me that to begin with in the first place? Because it's probably tipping his hand, or was it a way of Nier saying, I know that you're Light, and I know you know that fact.
I feel like it's the second one because like at this point, Nier is just so sure that Light is Kira, so you can mock him a little bit.
Exactly, just keep him guessing too in the meantime. It's like, does he know or does he know that I know? And then, let's see, then Nier mentions that they had to investigate Kiyomi to find Kira, sorry. And then, several SPK members are just like going through the area to try and drive him out. And, the thing is, though, that Nier is only one of the 4 members left of the whole thing, though, and he says he knows Kira won't run away from the whole thing now, and that he'll use it to beat him at his own game. And Light is just like, damn it, they know about that too. It's like because they know that Light's not going to back off. They know he's in it to try and beat Nier, because his ego won't let him surrender or move away.
I mean, like, at the same time, like, everyone in this knows as well, like, unless Nier and Mallow both dies, like, this is not gonna end.
Exactly, yeah. And the two are saying, I'm looking forward to this meeting, and it has the whole scene of them, like, on the elevator going toward the roof near the Tokyo Tower. Let's see, and now it's basically going from a fight against L to somebody who was influenced by him, which makes it so much cooler in that case. It's like even from beyond the grave, as I said before. Let's see, L's still getting his revenge.
I mean, he's pretty much haunting him even after death, so...
It's like, you shouldn't have done that. You should have just basically called the case closed and just gone with your life from there.
Yeah.
But of course, his ego wouldn't let him do that. And he's still going to pay the price for that in the end. So yeah, back at the Japan base, Nier goes to the fact saying Late Yagami's Kira, or El Kira as he calls him there. There's someone using the Death Note who has the Shinigami eyes, and ex Kira, who would be Misa in that case. And they both communicate through Kiyomi. And Nier says they have two options now. One is to kill El Kira, and then ex Kira and take the Death Note. But he says they can't take that option because killing people and getting ex post facto justice isn't how he and El would go about doing this in the first place. And then says El wouldn't be able to rest if I did that. And then at around the same time, Light and Kiyomi meet once again at the hotel. And apparently Kiyomi gets over 200 fan letters a day, which is insane.
I mean, she is one of the top celebrities right now, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, true. It's just it's kind of hard to fathom that too, especially when you're just starting out in a streaming career yourself and whatnot. It's like, can you imagine getting that many fan letters a day?
Like, it would be an insane amount of fan letters, yeah.
You'd have to get like a steam shovel to get it out of the mailbox every day. Or you just walk out of the house in the morning and just have this massive package dumped on your doorstep the whole time.
Imagine that happening every day, though.
I know, that's right. That's what I mean. It's like you're just trying to get it into the door every time. You'd probably be very strong by the end of it, just lifting that huge parcel out every single day. It's to the point where there's just like a whole big pile in the corner of the house, getting bundles and bundles of stuff everywhere. And at around this time, so yeah, back to the meeting with Light and Kiyomi. So they mentioned that the SPK is moving against Kira, and they're in Japan now, and says that for her safety, she should not only accept the messages, but also make demands to Kira and reach out to him, basically using her fan mail as a way to communicate with Kira to avoid suspicion. And then also gives her some of the Death Note pieces and says, punish people as Kira, under the codename T, I think it was.
Yeah, I think so. I only remember the whole thing of like getting 5 pages of the Death Note so she can also punish criminals and not only have Mikami do it.
That's right, yeah. Basically, Kiyomi gets a call asking her to send a fan mail that she'll know is from him, and gets 5 pages from the Death Note, I think on the 26th of November or something. And then to continue killing as normal until she receives them. And then makes a fake Death Note as similar to the real one as possible. And then at this point in time, Mikami is just like, at this point, it's off the deep end, asking what's God doing, but isn't my place to question God. And this is the danger, as I've said before, of people who believe they were sent by God. Because fanaticism is a very dangerous thing for innocent bystanders and for people who were involved there too. Because even those kinds of people who believe that they were sent by God can go off script or cause all kinds of harm in the wrong direction.
And yeah, of course, like, and everything just goes to their head as well.
And that's just it, though. It goes. It can just cause so much lasting damage and even cause the whole thing to derail if you're going the wrong way.
Yeah, just going the wrong way and just starting to question why, like, he is not the only one with this power to kill for Kira. Why must he share it with Yomi as well? Like, it's a little bit of like everything just getting into his head and getting jealous over not being the only one. Like, it's just a mess.
It really is. It's like because just because you're the only one chosen by that person doesn't mean you're the that only person either. There's plenty more people, and that's the danger of falling into a cult, because you believe that you're the only person meant for that, and that can easily go to your head, and then that can even lead to the cult turning on itself. And that's what makes being in a cult so damn dangerous to begin with. It's like, don't get involved in cults, people. Don't fall down the rabbit hole. Don't do this for your own good.
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
It never is. It's like just don't get involved in cults. Don't get involved with crazy people. Pure and simple. And that's when we had that new show with they came up too, but they replaced Akira's Kingdom, called Today's Miss Takada, where she has 4 female bodyguards, and one of them is an SPK member who is Hal Lidner, the blonde woman, I think it was. Let's see, Tone says don't.
I really liked her. She was really cool.
Yeah, she was an absolute badass too. Let's see, Tone says don't join the cult of the Lamb. We still gotta play that at some point, by the way. Because I know Tenchi plays that game quite a bit, though, but I'm curious to see what it's all about. And Orion says we're all in the VTuber cult.
But like, I'm really curious.
Yeah, we should do a joint stream sometime with that one.
Huh.
Let's see, you've broken rule number 1, don't get involved with the cult.
We're all in the VTuber cult.
Yeah, first rule about VTuber cult, you don't talk about the VTuber cult. Second rule of the VTuber cult, you don't talk about the VTuber cult. But I digress. So Light's wondering if the blonde woman is a member of the SPK, and of course he's right, because, you know, plot reasons. And then at this point on the show, Kiyomi says that Kira won't even leave small crimes unpunished, and basically assume that every single living person is punishable, which is really fucking messed up.
It is very messed up.
It's kind of like it's like you step on one blade of grass, dead. Let's see, knock on the wrong door, dead. Walk down the wrong street, dead. Sleep 1 minute past wake up time, dead. And
yeah, exactly, and you never know, like, if you're gonna do something wrong either. Like, it's like, okay, but am I gonna die today? Am I gonna do something wrong today? Like, you are not even like have enough courage to be living at that point.
Precisely, yeah, and that's what makes it even scarier. It's like that's no way to live. Like living in a culture of fear, like always watching over your shoulder if someone's gonna snitch on you for like it's like, hey, I saw him do this thing there, which could be anywhere from 0 to 100% true. You know what I mean? Like people spreading false rumors or whatever. It could be like it's like people snitching on each other just to gain power or clout. Sound familiar?
Mm-hmm.
And furthermore, let's see, Mikami also comes on television and says the quickest path to world peace is to simply follow Kira's teachings, and that young people should contribute to society in every way possible. And also saying that if there are no orders or words from Kira, it's all part of Kira's plan to make their own decisions, which is disturbingly reminiscent of mega churches and televangelists.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, oh, this happened here, train derailed, God's plan. Let's see, hurricane flooded your village, God's plan. And right then and there, as this is all going on, all the pieces fit together in Nier's mind. He's going, yep, this is definitely what's going on. We found our ex-Kira over here.
Like, that's actually insane how he does that. With Mikami just going on television and just stating that fact, and he's just like, yep, that's him.
He's like, yep, I got you now, Popeye. Let's see, and meanwhile, let's see, she's on her way over to the supposed relaunch of her singing career with Misa. And then, of course, a whole big argument breaks out with Misa saying that Light's just using her. But Kiyomi just gives her a nasty grin in return. But the truth is, the sad part is that they're both being used. That's the ugly truth about it.
Ah, they're only tools in Light's mind.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, and it's just so sad to think about too, because these two could have been successful in their own careers. Kiyomi could have been a successful newscaster. Misa could have been a pop idol once again, and they all wouldn't have been, just being pitted against each other for Light's own benefit. Like
and at the same time, they didn't really need Light to begin with to flourish in their own careers.
Exactly, yeah. Let's see, a VTuber cult. No one leaves, no one tells about it. That's true, Tones. Let's see, Russia says, what are you, Jay-Z? Let's see, Jay's 2 cents, but I digress. Speaking of dropping dimes, certain companies pay for info on rule breakers. Yeah, it's crazy when I do that. It's like, I'm not a big fan of the whole thing with like just snitching on people for no reason. It's ridiculous. And Kimchi says, in Death Note, crime went down 98%, but since Kira was ruling for so long, would the world go into chaos? Because there's no overpower that could end you in a snap. That is true though, because once people start realizing that, then things would start going back into either a natural order or just like breaking down entirely.
I also feel like that's why the police is so against catching Kira to begin with, like at least from a governmental standpoint, because they realize how much crime have gone down, but at the same time, you cannot have this lunatic trying to be a god and just trying to say that it's okay.
Exactly, yeah. And that's no way. It's no way to run a society too, because again, the police aren't doing their job. There's no real law and order. It's all just based on fear.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
And at the end of it all, people would just either break down and just start fighting each other, or steadily regress back to the way they were in another way. Either way, though, it's just one big mess up after another. And let's see. Meanwhile, back with the SPK, they've been tailing Mikami for a while, and they're convinced that he's the ex-Kira. And they watch him using the Death Note in public to supposedly kill a pervert on a train. And they finally see what's going on there, because that's Mikami's weakness right there, is that he's following a routine.
Yeah, he's very too much based on a routine, like every single day should follow his schedule.
Exactly, and that's what and that's the weak link, as I mentioned before, in the whole chain, though. With somebody who believes he's been picked by God and follows a routine, he basically is the let's see, he may have been picked by Light, but Light made a serious error in judgment on that one, because while he'll follow the orders, he has other weaknesses that can be exploited to try and ultimately undo Light in the end, I think. And then we have the whole dinner meeting with Misa and Kiyomi as well.
Oh,
where they're just, which just basically boils down to, it was a cat fight, pure and simple.
Yeah, pretty much, because they were just fighting over who was better suited to be with Light. Exactly.
And it's like, let's see, Kiyomi's like, so, have you seen Light recently? And it's like, and of course Misa's upset because she hasn't seen him in days at this point.
Yeah.
And it's like, and she goes, it's like, yeah. It's like he can keep my hands off me. In fact, we're getting married we're getting engaged after the concert's over. And then Kiyomi says you should do it if you can, which Misa takes to mean like she's going to have Kira kill her instead. But Kiyomi remarks, she's like, no, only Kira can pass judgment, and I have no intention of killing you whatsoever, no matter how horrible they might be. It just like goes back and forth, just trading barbs with each other. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It is. Because if you think about it, they're just fighting for this lunatic, you know?
But it makes you wonder, too, who's the bigger lunatic? The lunatic or the lunatics that follow him?
Oh, yeah, true.
But
at the same time, if they weren't manipulated this hard, they probably wouldn't follow him.
Exactly. And that's the crazy bit, too, because from what we're seeing as well, even if they hadn't been if they hadn't been following there, it's not like they were exactly stable to begin with. Considering
exactly.
considering Misa is basically had her own stuff going on, was already damaged from the first point in life, but when she had all those people going after her, and on top of all that, Kiyomi had her own set of morals as well. Let's see, some of them which are probably very much skewed in one way or another. So it goes back to the whole thing. Like, what would they have been like? Would they still be crazy in that case? Lily says, "Misa Jar Jar Binks." Let's see, and now let's see. So back where we were on Mikami as well too, because going forward, they now they witnessed Mikami killing somebody on the train with the Death Note. This all but confirms that Mikami's the ex-Kira, and same with it on the broadcast as well. It's like we know it's him now. And Nier's wondering because the Shinigami may alert him at this point. And then
yeah, I know from like previous experiences that could be very dangerous if he is alerted.
Exactly, yeah. And at that point in time too, Lester also reasons that only people who have touched the Death Note can see the Shinigami, which we've seen earlier in the series too. So they know what's going on now. The walls are starting to close in on Light and his troop as well. And the whole time, let's see, Aizawa is helping Light set up a meeting with Kiyomi, and Light's checking everywhere for wiretaps and bugs. But at this point, though, Aizawa's onto him. Like, he knows what's going on, and he suspects that they were sending notes with the camera written off there, and leaves notepads across the hotel room to try and figure out if they're sending notes to each other. So he puts a mark on the bottom of them to see what's going on. And then
Aizawa is just one of those characters that have had so much character development, from not wanting to work with L in the beginning to coming back to just realizing and starting to really suspect and see the truth who Light really is.
Exactly, yeah. He's come so far in the whole series too. Like, he's now the integral force behind Light's undoing, I think, because he's a lot smarter than he lets on too. Like, he might seem to be just an ordinary beat cop, but he knows what's up. He knows where to look.
Exactly. And I mean, like, if he wasn't there, I don't think they probably would have caught him as fast as they did, even if Nier is very certain that, like, that L is Kira at this point. But, like, if he hadn't had the information, example, from the Shinigami Eyes and from them two being captured and the 13 days rule, like, Nier would have had a much longer time of needing to figure everything out if it wasn't for Aizawa.
Exactly, yeah. And he's just doing a phenomenal job getting everything together too. It's just like, I'm still astonished by how on top of things he was. So they're discussing other stuff there with the one-on-one meeting at dinner with Misa. And Matsuda's going on like, I smell blood in the water, and I was yelling at him to shut up the whole time. Because they're trying to listen.
Like, that was my reaction too when Matsuda was like, this is getting good, and everyone was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Matsuda, shut your fucking mouth, exactly. And at this point in time, sure enough, they're putting notes to each other. And let's see, he also mentions that that before Kiyomi's role, she was in charge of killing, and she had also had Kira's power somehow. And the only reason that he chose her for that task was because of that. Or with Misa, that is. So Misa was in charge of killing, that is. Sorry, I should have specified that. My bad.
Good.
Let's see, and the only reason he chose her for the original task of being T was because that he had no choice, really. And it says, but don't worry though, I'm choosing you in the end over her. And then it's like, you're the only one for me now, Kiyomi. And of course, they start gossiping over, like, everyone's getting involved now on the whole scene. And Aizawa again tells them all to shut up. And so they're saying, what was it again? Memory's fading here. Right, they're saying that it would be the best that if Kira were arrested, they'd both be happy. So it's like, let's go get rid of Kira. I'll help you out there, and we can both live our lives together. And so Matsuda and Ide are like, yes, we got Kiyomi's support. Aizawa's not so convinced, because he's still trying to figure out more details, because he put the marks in the room there in the first place. And so, he definitely knows something's going on there. And SPK, meanwhile, has a lead on Mikami, and spots him supposedly talking to himself in a parking lot in his car. Or on his break at work, rather. No, wait, no, that's wrong. The other guy was in his car. Mikami was on the roof at work. I keep getting some of the characters mixed up with the Death Note last. After a while,
it's fine because there's a lot of different characters that get to Death Note. But yeah, he was at work at the roof.
Mm-hmm. And then they're wondering, who's this guy? And he's reading Mikami's lips, saying that Shinigami gave me the notebook and hasn't appeared since. And the Shinigami isn't following him like it normally would. Which probably tips him off to the fact that it's a fake Death Note that he's holding. Mm. And so later on, Aizawa follows Light once again to make sure that he's gone, goes back into the room, checks the notepads, and sure enough, 2 of the pads were used. And at this point in time, Aizawa pretty much knows what's going on there. Goes over to the SPK base and meets with Nier directly to find out what's happening. Nier tells him, don't do anything unnecessary, just we have what we need to defeat Kira completely. Let's see, but keep an eye on Kira as you've always been doing, if you want to catch him. So it seems that even Nier knew what was going on with Aizawa to begin with, which is insane.
Yeah, and I totally get that though, because like Nier in this moment gives kind of like L vibes as well, because it's like, don't do anything unnecessary, just do whatever you have been doing.
Yeah.
But like in my mind, like if Aizawa haven't done this, like even if Nier knows what's going on, he's still like the MVP for like figuring everything out.
For sure.
I do get where Nier is coming from. Don't do anything Ashlanized. Like just do whatever you have been doing, but don't act suspicious, because if you do, we're gonna fail.
Precisely, and they can't afford to at this point in time, because they've been getting this far in the water in the story. They smell blood in the water. They know what's going on, and they're ready to make their final move. They can't afford to have it fall apart. But thankfully, Aizawa is still pretty careful. And then let's see. Meanwhile, the SPK arrives and takes both Mogi and Misa away before Misa can even go on stage, because they suspect their involvement somehow in the whole thing. And Nier says that they're in his custody just in case to Light. And then Light says to him, you better watch out, Nier, because kidnapping and confinement is still a crime after all. But Nier says no, they agreed to it. And let's see, while Mogi agreed to the whole thing, though, Misa says, I went along under punishment of death at this point. Let's see, and all the while, now that they have Kira's attention, they, let's see, the other agent, the SPK, Giovanni, I think his name was?
Yeah, Giovanni.
Let's see, he's now trailing Mikami and has basically timed everything down to the last detail, because, again, he's gone through his routine with few deviations on it. And then finds several death notes. He finds one death note in his locker there, and touches it, but he gets nervous, saying, "Is it going to have a Shinigami appear nearby?" But sure enough, it doesn't. The notebook was a fake the entire time.
Yeah.
Just like Nier suspected. And let's see, Nier also asks how long can a person be controlled before they die with the death note. Mogi says, should be 23 days or so. And they plan to confront Light about it 24 days from now at this point in time. which I think would be January 28th, I think, in the story.
Yeah, it would be.
And so, let's see, the following day on January 3rd, they meet again with Light sending her. Let's see, can we Light meet again? In that case, with Light sending her a note, give T the order to tell you once everything has been confirmed. Once you get the message, send me a text or something that tells you want to meet me quickly. And then, the following day, what else happens there? Go away, ads. Sorry, I'm so sick of having ads over the background music. It's like no matter what I try and do, they still manage to find a way to creep through.
Yeah.
But let's see. A couple of days later, Giovanni gets a photograph of the Death Note, and Nier discovers Mikami's handwriting on it and gets an idea with it. And they kind of let that hang. Let's see which.
When they revealed that final plan, that was so good.
I know, right? Because it's like for a while I'm wondering, going like, what are they going to do with this thing? How's Mikami's handwriting going to figure into the whole thing? Are they going to analyze it to see what he was writing, what he was doing, etc., and so on?
Yeah, because that was what I thought they were gonna do, like just to analyze it and just see like if it matches up with everything else that they have gathered, and it seemed to do that, but like they did something completely different.
Exactly, yeah. We'll get to that in a second, folks, I assure you. So, sure enough, time goes on there. Kiyomi speaks with Mikami, and Mikami gives the coded order to that he confirmed it, and then he's planning to draw near and use Mikami to kill him. From the looks of it, that was my initial guess with it. And sure enough, I think that was the overall intention of it in the end. And at this point in time, Nier gives Leila a call, asks to meet him, and says, why would you want to meet me if you suspect me of being Kira? And Nier says, it's something that I got to show you personally. And then, and Aizawa's played the whole scenario out in his head at this point. But Nier wants to prove that Light is Kira, and Light wants to kill Nier, and is anticipating a showdown, and he could not be more right at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And this sets the stage for the meeting on January 28th at 1 p.m., where they're going to meet. Let's see, all investigators must be present. Mogi will accompany the SPK group, and they'll release Misa from confinement before leaving without telling her where they're going, because he suspects her of having the Shinigami eyes. This way, she won't be there to try and do anything at Light's behest.
Yeah, exactly. And, because at this point in time, everyone knows that Light won't back down from this because his ego is way too big.
Exactly, yeah. And the meeting goes down at Daikoku Wharf in Yokohama, I think. And it'll go there once Light confirms that Misa's been released from captivity. And the final condition is that Light brings the Death Note with him and gives it to one person that he entrusts with it. And so he'll, let's see, and then, I think he gives it to Aizawa, I think.
Yeah, he gives it to Aizawa.
And then Nier tells him that he's like, I'll trust you if you can verify that it's the one from headquarters, and that someone other than Light holds it at this point. But Light decides who holds it, and again, it's going to be Aizawa for sure. So then, at that point in time, Nier believes that Mikami is going to receive a notice of who to kill the following morning, and sets the meeting for 1 p.m. January 28th, that we discussed, in 3 days' time. And so, at that point in time, Light realizes that Nier is calculating Mikami's moves. Like, he already knows there's a weak link in the chain. He's going to try and use it for all it's worth now. And then that's when the next move is made to weaken Light's strength at this point. Where the following day at the NHN studios, a red car drives in there, fires a gas grenade, and then Mello arrives on a motorcycle to take Kiyomi away. And then Lindner gave the go-ahead for the abductor to go with them. And so basically, it was like it was all coordinated from the beginning by Lindner and company to begin with. So
Exactly, but you can't also help but wonder because like Mello is so unpredictable as well. He's like,
mm-hmm.
okay, but what's gonna happen now? You've kidnapped Kiyomi, but what are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Mel's going like, I'll take you to safety, don't worry. And then handcuffs her and puts her on and goes down an alleyway, diverting from the main path. All the while, the guy in the red car, Matt, I think his name was, gets cornered by the security patrols there in the middle of a busy intersection. And gets out of his car. He's like, look, it's like, I'm an accomplice in the kidnapping. I got information for you. You're not going to shoot me, are you? And absolutely not. They just basically, they ventilate him right there on the spot.
My jaw dropped when I watched this because I did not remember that he got ventilated like that. I was like, wait, they actually shot him like that? What?
Yep. Like turned him and his car into Swiss cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, I didn't know they were going to do that. And the security team says he wouldn't have anything useful anyway. I'm like, Jesus Christ. It's like, how?
I mean, it's like, but you're the police, right? You're supposed to be the good guys. What?
Mm-hmm. And it's like, why would you even? It makes me wonder though, like, is this a result of them just like either being overly cautious or have they just been corrupted by like the whole dystopian feel of what's happened with Kira's influence over the world?
I feel like it could be a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm. But it's just like absolutely brutal though. Like the guy didn't even have a chance, and even Mello felt guilty about the whole thing too. Like he didn't know that he was just going to get killed like that either. He felt guilty about sending his friend to death, but what else could he do at that point in time? And so meanwhile, Kiyomi is now locked in the back of a truck with someone to watch out for. Let's see, rather I should say that Lights told her, that Mello was someone dangerous to watch out for, and then she remembers that and realizes that it's like, oh shit, now I'm in danger. Even more so than when she was handcuffed, I think. And more than all that too, he has her like stripped down in the back of the truck too, probably to make sure she doesn't have a death note on her or pieces of it or anything like that. Let's see, but however, she has a few pieces of it in her underwear, which she keeps out of sight. So we definitely knew what was going on there. And I also noticed too that Mello was also holding a sword cutlass pistol like Revy from Black Lagoon, which I thought was a pretty nice touch. I'm not too sure if those exist in real life or whatever too, but it's like that's got to be a call out to Black Lagoon.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Mello would get really along with. I think her name is Revy.
Revy, yeah, because they're both just batshit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Meanwhile, while Mello's driving away, let's see, Kiyomi's just writing in the back of the on the death note there, and she also knows Mello's real name too. Let's see. However, this was probably a bad time to use it because once she knows now that she's used it on him, though, he spun out of control and crashed into a building. I think it was an abandoned churchyard or something like that.
Yeah, it was probably an abandoned church, I would say.
Sword guns are a thing, yeah. Like, are we talking like 9mm guns with sword cutlass etched on the side of it like Revy's did, or in that case Kimchi, or are we talking like gun blades from Final Fantasy? But yeah, at that point in time, this is where I really felt for Kiyomi though, because she's in the back of a crashed truck, she's injured and bleeding badly, has nothing to wear, and she's killed Mello with a death note as per Light's request. And she doesn't know where she is, she needs help, she's like in fear for her life at that point. And all the while, like, she's going with what Light had told her, like, she's gonna be the new goddess of the new world, and, and Light just says, go on with the plan. It's like, but I'm injured, I'm bleeding over here, and she's like, go on with the plan, though, and just ignores the situation completely. Which is just absolutely fucking cold.
You can hear in her voice how panicked she is.
Mm-hmm.
And like how much she hated actually taking a life of Mello, and she didn't want to do it again, but like Light is just so ruthless of being like, yeah, but just kill some more people. What's up? Like, why
Mm-hmm.
can't you do this? Didn't you say you trusted me?
Exactly. It's like it just shows how little he cares for anybody around him except for himself. Because his only goal was power and self-preservation, like any other cult leader, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And so, as a result of all of that, though, after he just brushes her off, she goes ahead with the plan, and starts becoming the next set of names there for the victims. At this point in time, though, Light and his team traced Kiyomi's cell phone to try and find a location. And this is where where Aizawa, I think, makes his last mistake on this one, which was leaving Light in the back seat.
Yeah.
Was he
And Light even comments on it, being like, "Are you guys dumb?"
Mm-hmm. At that point in time, pulls on his watch there, has a piece of the Death Note, and in by far one of the coldest moments of all, I think, in the series, he has Kiyomi kill herself. Let's see through the Death Note. Well, you see her right there. She's still in full panic, injured, bleeding, trying to get out of the truck, wondering if Lights are going to come and help her there, and then she feels it right there in her head. You see her eyes widen, she gasps in shock, and realizes right then and there that it's over. I was like, dude, you didn't just fucking do that to her.
And then, at the same time, also making it worse is trying to, like, in her final moments, just blazing everything up in flames, just deleting everything.
Precisely, leaves burning all trace of any evidence nearby. And I was just like my jaw just dropped at that point. I was like, you did not just fucking do that to her. Like, after all she'd done for you.
So bad for both of them, like for both Mello, because I kind of hoped that he would stay until the end, but also for Kiyomi, because she's literally done nothing wrong.
Exactly. All she did was just go along with the plan and just try to live her life as best she could. I mean, she may have had a callous streak to her as well, but it's no reason to kill her.
Yeah.
And it's like, at that point in time, I was like, Light, even more so than when he killed Elle and killed Iber and Wadey, and all the other cool characters too. After all that was going down there, I was like, okay, Light, you need to die now. For this. For all of this. And sure enough, at this point in time, after the news stations report on Kiyomi's death, like, all kinds of opportunistic people started jockeying for position to become Kyoto's new spokesperson. And so he's showing that as with any sort of cult of personality, they're still going to try and be people who are in it for the money or for the fame to try and do what they want. And it just keeps spiraling out of control. It's like this is your world that you built there, buddy. This is the world you wanted, and you're getting what you deserve at this point.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Because you can call it justice all you want to. All you're doing is just basically killing people and making a cult of all about you. And that's no way for anybody to live. And understandably so, let's see, with the final confrontation looming between Nier and Light, Aizawa was worried that they could all very well die during the encounter. And before long, though, the 28th arrives on a very rainy day, fittingly enough. They go down to the harbor, and Nier confirms they released Misa as promised, and has her call for confirmation. And, let's see, she's at some big luxury hotel being told to stay put for a while, and presumably as compensation. And Light just says, it has her stay there, and it's like, and he just says, the hotel's so nice. It's like, yeah, glad to hear it, goodbye.
Yeah, he's so cold to her. It's like...
I know. It's like, I felt so bad for her as well at that point in time, too, even more so than before. Like, she may not be the brightest bulb in the drawer, but still, she did it out of love for the guy.
I mean,
and that's
and you pretty much know that he would pretty much do the exact same thing that he did to Kiyomi just an episode ago, if he felt like she had no more use to him.
And I suspect that's what would have happened, though, if the plan had gone according to how Light wanted it to do as well, because even then he was planning on killing her, but let's see, after he got rid of Rem.
Yeah, that's true.
So either way, it would have ended well for anybody except for Light at that point in time. But furthermore, knowing what's happened so far, like, that was their last conversation together, too. Like, this is somebody that loved him very much, and their last conversation together was him just blowing her off.
Yeah.
And that's no way to have a memory of anybody else. It's just having it end in callousness or dismissal, or worse, even anger for that point. So let that be a lesson, folks. Be good to each other, for crying out loud. Don't do what Light's doing. Be good. Be brave.
Yeah. Treat people like you want to be treated.
Precisely. Like, just that's the golden rule right there, for God's sakes. And they meet at the warehouse. They find Nier in a Light mask, funnily enough, or an L mask. Sorry.
Yeah.
Why did I say Light? They both start with L. It's probably why.
I mean, it happens. It's
Like, but can you imagine if he wore a mask of Light? That would be kind of funny, actually.
if you would, though, that would be so robotic. People would be like, what the fuck?
It's like, what are you doing here? It's like, oh, nothing. I just wanted to imitate the killer over here. Or show my loyalty to Kira.
Right.
It's like, are you mocking me? Yes.
What else am I supposed to be doing? I already caught you.
Exactly. And the whole time, though, it's like, what's also funny, too, is that as they were heading down to Yokohama Harbor, I was looking at some of the landmarks on the way over some of the refinery complexes, and I was just like, I've seen some of those spots on the way over there, because we actually rode down on a bus tour past Yokohama Harbor. And it was like,
nice.
I was not expecting to see that at all, honestly. And I wanted to ask too, by the way, Nadja, what were your thoughts going into this whole thing when you were first seeing it and then seeing it again with the whole the prelude to the showdown, like the whole thing going down there, like all the rain coming down, the setting the stage. Like, what were your thoughts going into all that?
I mean, I was very tense in this moment because you really didn't know what was gonna happen. Because, like, yeah, you know that Nier knows that like he has figured everything out, but at the same time, it's kind of like the whole thing of like, yeah, but how are you gonna prove it? Like, because L couldn't prove it, even though he knew for majority of the time that he was right, but he had no concrete proof of how to do it. So I was like a little bit scared, but also excited to see how Nier would go about it.
Exactly, yeah. And on top of all that too, it also don't know if Light's going to succeed either. Considering, does he have a backup plan in place? Does he? Because he always has some sort of thing to get himself out of trouble, and so far his plans haven't failed.
Yeah.
So you gotta wonder if this plan's going to work as well. And they're saying they say we're going to wait for a half an hour to see if anyone dies here. And he has everyone's face except for his own to be seen by Kira. And so Light's having a hard time keeping a straight face the whole time. It's like you're waiting because he thinks, now this is just a stall tactic. He's waiting for Mikami to show up. So he definitely knows what's going on at this point in time. And so they wait out for 30 more minutes, and then Nier removes his mask. And sure enough, Light was absolutely right, because he's anticipating that Mikami's going to arrive through the door nearby there, since there's no other way into the building, and use both the Death Note and the Shinigami Eyes to kill all of them. Because I do believe that Mikami had made the deal with Ryu to get the Shinigami Eyes too.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he did, because he's so devoted to Light and to God that he just screams and calls him. But yeah, like, if he didn't have that, he would not be able to kill Nier, because he has no idea who his real name actually is.
Exactly, yeah. And sure enough, the doors open a slight crack, and Nier anticipates he's already there. And then that's when we see Nier's true name, Nate River. And Mikami writes it through the door there and starts like writing everyone's down there. And as usual, Mikami looks completely unhinged at this point in time, because he's like my God is right. This is the day of our absolute victory. Like delete.
Like his whole like thing of just screaming delete like second shot and just like it looks unhinged, like he looks like a demon.
I know, right? And the whole thing is that I think that the task force starts worrying too, as let's see. The trouble is though for both Mikami and for Light, is that Nier's tampered with Mikami's Death Note and replaced all the pages. So Nier took advantage of Mikami's routine by noting that he used one page every day, and then planned to capture Mikami when he came into contact to see who's dead and who wasn't, and determine whose name wasn't written. And according to that very same plan, the name who wouldn't be written would be Light Yagami.
That plan is so good. I was just like, whoa, this is so creative. How do you think of this?
I know, right? It's so good. I was like, it's like what better way to trap the guy than to use a fake book and see who wasn't written? Because we
like, just imagine just knowing it's a fake one that you have on you, and then just figuring out where the real one is. So you take your third fake one and just replace it with the real one.
Exactly, yeah. And then at that point in time, Light starts monologuing internally once again that he says the notebook that Nier tampered with was a fake, and that Mikami has a real one, supposedly. And that all along, though, Kiyomi was the one who was doing the real killings in secret in the days before she died, and had Mikami write hundreds of names in the notebook, and made the SPK think that they'd gotten the real notebook in the first place. And so when Mikami got in touch with Kiyomi and said, I confirmed it, he was confirming the authenticity of the Death Note, which is why the meeting date was never changed. And so Light's just going like, my ultimate victory is at hand right over here, and in 35 more seconds, everyone but me is going to be dead, and the time ticks down there. He asks Mikami if he wrote the names, and Nier wonders that he's like, why would you ask the man outside if he wrote the names there? And says, Mikami, why don't you come inside? What? And sure enough, the second the 40-second marker hits, L openly says, I've won.
Yeah, and then, like, why would you declare your victory before you have seen the result?
Exactly, and that's, again, that's the result of his ego at play right there, because he can't allow himself to be seen as weak.
Yeah.
And he was so sure that he was going to win. So sure that it's all going to happen. And I gotta say, too, the way they timed that in the episode was so well done. It kept you guessing right there on the end, right up until the episode actually showed.
Yeah, but I was kind of screaming because then as soon as it says I won, the episode just gets like the to be continued text, and I was like, fuck off.
Let's see, but fortunately, unlike some people, we didn't have to wait that long either.
Yeah.
Because sure enough, a minute's now passed there, and nothing happens. And I'm not gonna lie to you though. The second that went down there and they see nothing's happened though, the look of disbelief on Light's face and Mikami's face was absolutely priceless.
It's so good.
There's like, what the fuck just happened?
It's literally the meme of like, in that moment he knew he fucked up.
Exactly, right there. Which I'll play right there at that point, because
it was at this moment that he knew
he fucked up. And then Mikami starts going like, starts going, God, why didn't it work? What happened? Like, it's like, why aren't they dying? And right then and there, having failed to kill a single person, they just jump on Mikami there and arrest him.
Yeah,
and that's the end of it right there.
Getting the Death Note.
And that's the end of it right there. And sure enough, Giovanni hands Nier the notebook, and as he suspected, the only name in the notebook that wasn't there was Light Yagami. And that's when, right there, we see Light just break down completely for the first time.
It's kind of amusing, though, to see him just try to shit his way out of this, just with words. Being like, but that wasn't me, I've been set up. And it's like, Oh, you just said you won 5 seconds ago.
Exactly. I was like, it's like that's as good a confession as any right there. We don't need it. We don't need a better. We don't need a better confession than that.
Yeah.
And sure enough, Nier had indeed tampered with the notebook as well. It's like, but you just see him just freak the fuck out though. It's like, and there's at one point in time where like it just goes like, eh, just looking in sheer disbelief at the whole thing. And,
Yeah.
and that I think signaled the like even more so than any other moment before. Like you just see him at his most vulnerable and in his utterly most monstrous form right there, because it shows right there toward the end of the series like how far he's fallen from where he once was, as being an ordinary but intelligent school kid to just being a complete depraved psychopath.
Yeah, exactly. When he breaks down and just starts laughing hysterically, like that's the true monster that he actually is.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and yeah, Light knows that he's been found out and tries to get out of there, but there's nowhere to run. The only door out of there is through the police, and he knows he's not getting out of there anytime soon. And Matsuda, the one person who actually like had been nominally on his side at that point in time, is asking, "Why did you do it? Like, why did you do this, Light?" And
and it's also like, but that means you killed your dad.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And even let's see, Nier admits that it could have gone either way with the whole thing, but because he didn't take any chances though. While he tampered with the fake Death Note, he also tampered with the real one too. Because he replaced the contents of the real Death Note with a with Mikami's handwriting, mimicking it perfectly, and put a whole bunch of fake pages inside of the real one. And even crazier, Nier now has the real Death Note and actually interacts with Ryuk in the process. It's like,
Can you just say I fucking love Ryuk?
he's like, "Can you hear me, Ryuk?" He's like, "Yep." And Light just recoils in horror at that point. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, Ryuk said from the beginning, I'm not on your side, but I'm not on their side. I'm just neutral. I'm chilling. Precisely.
I'm just here for the ride. I'm just here for shits and giggles at this point in time. And as he said before, like, you were never chosen by me. I was through the notebook. Anyone could have gotten it.
Yeah, exactly. You just happened to find it.
Mm-hmm. And furthermore, now that he had the Death Note, and he starts talking with Ryuk and learns about all the ways that Light could have used the notebook, from using scraps of the notebook to all the different other methods as well. And then finally declares, there's no question about it, Light. You are indeed Kira. And furthermore, in the fake notebook, they find that the same burning death method that was used to kill Kiyomi earlier was made a minute after Light had done so. So
And when Mikami actually had killed himself and not like trusted Light to do it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and he says, he said, "I thought I was being watched and couldn't take action, so," and he's like, "I thought it was my job to do so in the first place." And again, there's the weakness though, having rogue elements, just, for want of a better word, going rogue. Duh.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, like, you can't not trust everyone to just do exactly what you say when you can't control them completely.
Exactly, yeah. And at that point in time, though, Light's just like, "You goddamn moron, Mikami." It's like, why would you do that? And the other reason they got the Death Note in the first place was because they calculated Mikami's movements and followed him, except for when he went to the bank 2 days in a row, and found the actual Death Note in a safety deposit box. And saw him basically like doing things they wouldn't be doing, like looking around there, checking his movements. So they knew something was up there and followed him to a T because he was acting suspicious. And it's when he deviated from that pattern that they knew what to look out for.
Yeah, exactly.
And let's see, Nier also notes that Light didn't notice that Mikami made a move against Kiyomi because he himself killed her with the Death Note piece. And it was thanks to Mello's actions and kidnapping of Kiyomi that the SPK knew that was able to find anything on the fake notebook to begin with. And he says that Mello knew what was going on, and also knew that individually they had no chance of stopping Kira or surpassing L.
Yeah, exactly. It was because they teamed up.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to find this, but like it also meant the sacrifice of Mello, which also is really bittersweet.
Exactly, yeah. Because while Mello was a ruthless bastard, he still was integral to the case.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Nier says to Light, "Okay, buddy, talk your way out of this one if you can." It's like, well, what do you have to say for yourself? And he starts like laughing his ass off and says, "You're right. I am Kira. I'm the god of this new world." And basically says that Kira is the law of the world, that Kira maintains order, and as a result, I am now justice.
Mm-hmm.
But the trouble is, though, that like he said before, if Kira is caught, he's a villain. But if he remains alive, he's justice. And sure enough, Kira was caught.
Yeah, and I just really like that moment when he just hysterically laughs and just says that I am Kira with the most wicked smile on his face.
Mm-hmm.
But also Matsuda just realizing that this has been going on for years and this is the cost of his father's death and his superior staff that he really loved. So he just shoots him. And I was like, Matsuda, yeah, I didn't know you had it in you.
Exactly, yeah. Because as soon as he finds the hidden compartment of his watch opening there, Aizawa's yelling like he's got a piece of the Death Note, and Matsuda just shoots him right there in the hand. And I think too, also, if I may backtrack for 1 second, I'm sorry. But I think the best retort that Nier ever made against Light there, when he starts going his spiel about how all war has stopped, all crimes have fallen by 70%, and he says there's no other way to fix the world, even though I know killing's wrong. Nier says to him, "No, you're simply a murderer, a crazy serial killer who thinks you're God." And
exactly.
And the Death Note was simply the worst murder weapon in the history of mankind.
And he's not wrong. He's absolutely correct.
Exactly. And after stalling there, and that's when Matsuda just shoots L right there in the hand, gets the Death Note out of his hand at that point, and he's like, "What the hell did you shoot me for?" And Matsuda is just utterly broken at that point in time too. And I don't blame the poor guy either, because like you said, like two of the people he idolized the most are, let's see, one's dead, one was responsible for killing him.
Yeah, exactly.
And one was and not only that, he also was more concerned about getting Mello's real name than he was with actually his father dying in the hospital bed, right in front of him, no less. And Matsuda never forgot that. And he was
putting everything together. That must hurt so much for him, just realizing that everything that he's believed in for several years have been a lie.
Exactly, and furthermore, he was like, he was asking, what was it all for? What did your father die for this? And he says, my father? Oh, you mean Soichiro? Let's see, like just casually referring to his own father by his full name. Which is
exactly.
really
and
fucked up.
I was sitting there like, you son of a bitch.
Exactly. This person, you deceived your father for God knows how many years, and led to him getting killed. You broke your family. Let's see, and just so you could play God. And Matsuda says, "You let your father die." It's like, why? How could you treat it like it was nothing in the first place? After Light just callously says to him, like those who believe in justice are, let's see, they always lose. Let's see, only my way works. Which is a bad idea. You never do that to people who believe what they believe in. Let's see, least of all blue-blooded cops.
That's a really bad idea.
At that point, though, let's see, Light just continues trying to write Nier's name in his own blood at that point in time. And right then and there, hello, Bree, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Good to have you around. And right then and there, Nier shoots him 4 more times on top of all that.
Yeah.
let's see, hits him right there, and then let's see, and then fires a shot near his head though. And Matsuda's like, it's like I'll kill him, he's gotta die, and it just shoots right there, but he misses. I'm not sure if he was trying to aim for him or stopped himself before he shot him in the head. Like what's your take on that?
I probably think a little bit of both, because Matsuda at the same time, like I didn't even know he had the guts in him to shoot him to begin with. But at the same time, I don't feel like Matsuda really wanted to kill him, because he didn't want to become a murderer, even if it was like maybe a necessary kill to end all of it.
Exactly, yeah. And let's see, and furthermore, this also ties back to what I was noticing earlier too. I think I mentioned it to you on the chat one time. I wanted to recap as well, because when I saw that one scene of Nier playing with his dice that one time, and rolling over the dossier, I noticed that a 1 rolled on Aizawa, who was the first to report him, and then by the same token, a 5 and a 6 landed on Matsuda's profile.
Yeah.
And so in this case, 5 shots hit Light, let's see, but 6 shots were fired.
Yeah, and when...
Are you okay there, Nadja? I think you cut out again there, I'm sorry.
The 4 shot. No, it's fine. It's just my internet being a little bit funky.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's the symbolism itself of just having the numbers and the dice and just the foreshadowing of everything just happening. It's so cool.
Exactly, yeah. And furthermore, the 6 is also the end of the whole thing too, when you think about it as well, because Matsuda was the one to end Light's reign of terror. And at that point in time, he's just falls over backwards into a rain puddle right there, and just screaming for Mikami to kill everybody in the room, but he can't do anything because he's already, in cuffs, and like just internally crying out for Misa or to Kiyomi as well. It's like, what happened to them? Like, let's see, Misa, Takada, somebody help me. And this just shows his true character.
And at that point, it's kind of also like, well, you did this to yourself.
Exactly, yeah. And that's the crazy part about it too. Let's see, Bree, doing okay? Awesome, glad to hear that. And we're doing okay so far as recapping the end of Death Note over here, and it's been a hell of a ride. We're just going through the final part of it. And this also just shows the whole truth of Light's character there too. Like right up until the end, he was just a person who used justice as an excuse there, murdered a bunch of people, and then tried to get away. And right up until the end there, he's just flailing on the ground like a bug. And it's just like somebody help! I don't deserve to die. I can't have this happen to me.
Yeah.
And then
just screaming about how he's supposed to be a god, and it's like, shut up.
Exactly. Just shut the fuck up. Let's see, because you are not that anymore, my friend. You are just nothing more than an insect.
Yeah.
And but in spite of all that, despite being shot like 5 times, he still manages to get to his feet and stagger out of the warehouse, bleeding profusely. And the final thing that Mikami does is basically commit suicide with a pen.
Yeah.
And it's at this point in time, though, that things just actually start really just getting crazier and still, because he's just like limping along the road there. The sun's going down. And with Aizawa, Ide, and Matsuda in hot pursuit of him, he's just staggering down the road there, reminiscing on what he could have been, like where he was. And I'm not too sure if he's having remorse or wondering what could have happened to himself there, but he's seeing his younger self standing at the railroad crossing there, looking at the sunset. And he's like, this can't be how I go.
Yeah, and I mean, like, at the same time, you kind of start feeling a little bit, just a tiny bit bad for the dude when he just sees himself of what could have been.
Yeah,
he didn't take this path, but at the same time, you did.
Exactly. He could have been a legendary police detective. He and Elle could have worked together. He could have married either Misa or Kiyomi. He could have had. Yeah. Let's see. He could have actually helped somebody else. Help stop somebody else who could have found the Death Note rather. Death Knight. What am I saying Death Knight for? That's something else entirely. But it all just boils down to what could have been. How could this have gone? Like where could my life have gone at this point in time? What am I going to do now? And all he can do now is basically just drag himself down the road into an abandoned warehouse.
Yeah.
And let's see, lying there on a rusty flight of stairs, looking upwards and just feeling the life drain out of him. That's got to be a terrifying feeling, though.
Yeah, because he pretty much is dying and he doesn't know what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't know if he's going to live long enough to either get caught for that matter either. Is he going to bleed out there, or are they going to catch him and throw him in prison? And that's when Ryuk intervenes at that point and says, I told you, didn't I? I told you I was going to put your name in the Death Note from the beginning. And if you get into prison, it's not going to be any fun anymore. But listen, Light, we helped each other fill our boredom. It's like we alleviated each other's boredom for a while, and it was fun while it lasted. And as promised, he writes Light's name in the Death Note right then and there and kills him.
Yeah, I like how the ending of Death Note is just foreshadowed by the first episode.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, right then and there, yeah, with Ryuk. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, but I'm gonna kill you in the Death Note. Like, if you would die, I will write your name in my Death Note. And Light is just like, yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you basically agreed to that now. So you have no excuse now for wanting to stay alive.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, I can totally understand Ryuk as well, because, like, as is said, if Light would have been thrown in prison, even if he would have survived this, he would have been imprisoned for, like, the rest of his life. He'd be executed, but who knows? And
exactly.
It's just, like, the whole thing of, like, Ryuk would have needed to stay in the human realm for as long as he was living then, so why not, like, put him out of his misery, essentially?
Precisely. They couldn't work together. Ryuk wouldn't have his life force sustained by any more killing.
Yeah.
And it just wouldn't have been any more fun anymore, as he put it. And worst of all for Ryuk, no more apples.
Right, no more apples. A horrible thought.
I couldn't resist. It makes you wonder how long he'd been going without apples for, and if he'd just been standing there with his head all contorted and twisted for that amount of time too.
I mean, probably a very long time, because I can't imagine Shinigami is coming to the human realm that often.
Exactly, yeah. And the biggest irony of them all is like it's like right then and there. This is Light Yagami, who was going to rule the world, who was going to be this grand god or whatever, dies alone and abandoned inside of a warehouse factory, inside of a rusting hulk of what was once great, so to speak.
Yeah, and I just love the symbolism as well, like him just dying in the middle of stairs as well, because like a human that uses the Death Note will go to neither heaven nor hell, and that's such great symbolism for that.
Exactly, yeah. Because as it says though, they go to mood and nothingness. They just simply cease to exist. Which, let's be honest, is kind of terrifying to think about, just going into a dark void for all of eternity.
Yeah, exactly. That would be terrifying. And also the fact that Light saw L before him, before he died, being like, you won, huh?
Which is probably his way of coming to terms with what happened at that point in time. It's like, I know, I'm dying. I'm done. It's like you got me now, huh? This is it.
Yeah.
And finally closed his eyes, and that was that. And then, and just as tragic too, like not long after this whole thing too, we see Misa riding a train in full Gothic Lolita gear. She heard about what happened to Light and then just jumped off a rooftop, and that was that.
Yeah.
And what's even more tragic too is even if she hadn't had the Death Note at that point in time, like just because of the Shinigami eyes and whatnot as well, she wouldn't have lived very long at the end anyway.
Yeah, that's true, because people already knew that she was the second Kira to begin with.
Like they would have found her, or she would have died within a year because of the effect of the Shinigami eyes. Which is kind of tragic though, because she's had people coming after her whole life now and got used by one more psychopath before she died, and then finally that was it. Poor girl never had a chance. But all in all, though, that was a fantastic way to end the series, though. And it really makes you think as well, too, with like what happens, what could have happened, where it's going to go next, and what's going to happen with humanity in general. Do they go back to warring and fighting with each other again now that Kino's out of the picture?
I mean, I would imagine so, that the world probably would go back to normal because now they don't have any god, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. And by the same token, too, like what's gonna happen with the Death Note that they found? Is the SPK going to use it for their own ends? Are they going to destroy it? Maybe lock it away in a hidden vault somewhere?
I think probably destroying it would be the safest bet for them to do.
Exactly, because there's no way it could be trusted to anybody to use it properly. Because once you get a taste of that power like Light did, you'd go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like, they should know this by now, because, like, no one that uses or even have the Death Note in their hands can be trusted.
Precisely, and you never know what's going to happen, though. You don't know if it gets happen in the if it gets what's it called? If it falls into the hands of an unscrupulous dictator, then the whole world could be doomed as well. Because we already saw what happened with Light. What's going to happen next time?
Yeah.
And I would rather not have anybody else do that sort of thing at all ever again.
Oh no, that's terrifying. But yeah, the entire series is good from start to finish, and it ended with a bang.
Mm-hmm. And it's been it was a train ride, a whole roller coaster ride from start to finish, though, and it came to a very satisfying stop right there. But at the same time, though, I'm kind of sad to see it stop. But it is what it is, though. It's all got to end sometime. In the literal sense, it did stop. Yes, indeed, Lily. But all in all, though, I wanted to say thank you for recommending this and for getting me into it as well again, because I should have watched this a long time ago, and I regret not doing it.
I mean, it's better that you did it now than that you haven't been watching it at all.
Exactly, yeah. And it's just been... I can see why people loved it so much, and I can't imagine, not going through life seeing this. I still don't know, I still don't know why I missed out on it for that long, but I still want to go back in time and say to my younger self, watch this show now, in front of the television set, TV, goodbye. You're watching it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, it's totally understandable why Death Note is the anime that dragged me into the anime fandom in itself. But, like, when I finished this, I was like, holy shit, is every anime like this?
Let's see, a good chunk of them can be, as we discussed before, now and then, here and there especially.
Yeah.
But, let's see, and that's the beauty of it all, though. Anime can be all kinds of stuff, too. It can be, like, anywhere from a cutesy medium to deadly serious. It can just be nonsense to hyper realistic. And then I think, and this is one of the, this I think exemplifies all of those facets right there, because it is, it can be cutesy in some parts, especially with Miso or Lights or L's antics rather, with the sweets and whatnot. Just making a donut kebab. Or eating a whole tray of sweets. Let's see, as well as the deadly serious parts that we discussed earlier too, like the implications of what the Death Note can do to to people, to society in general, and just how much of a toxic effect it has on anybody with it, really. And so in that regard, I think in many ways, Death Note does exemplify all of the best aspects of anime. Like what people expect from it, what they go into it, and in spite of its mature themes, it's got something for everybody yet too.
I feel like it's one of those that, especially if you come from watching previously like only TV shows and things like that, and you have the misconception that anime is supposedly a little bit childish just because it's animated, and then you start watching, and it's like, I was wrong.
Exactly, yeah, and that's a misconception I wish people would let go of, because just because something's drawn or animated doesn't mean that it's just for kids.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the problems that people had when they were trying to bring it over to the States in the first place. They tried to make every anime for kids, or like by changing the content, changing the context of it, and just generally just, like reworking it so it had a kiddie context. And you can't always do that. It doesn't always work that way, no matter what some companies for kids try to do.
I mean, yeah, definitely. And I also really appreciate like the dub of Death Note, because it's really accurate to the Japanese, and it's really good voice acting in general. Like they nailed the dub for this.
For sure, yeah. Let's see, Lily says, I saw JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It has a lot of gore and blood. Absolutely, yeah. It's a series all about fighting and bizarre powers and standing in contorted poses. So what else would you expect from it? It's awesome.
I mean, yeah, I haven't watched JoJo's, but like that's one of the shows I really need to watch. Just sit down and binge it at some point.
For sure. I tell you what, we should do that in one of our later series too. Unless, like, did you want to go ahead with the series we discussed, or did you want to do JoJo? Which do you want to do?
I mean, like, I'm fine with either, but like I've been wanting to watch JoJo for a very long time. So if you want to do JoJo, yeah, sure.
Let's see. I tell you what, let's we can do Anonymous Noise another time at this point, because we were going to do Anonymous Noise mostly because it was something I was looking into it for a while there. But come to think of it, let's keep on the theme as well, like because JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is still one of the better series out there. I've only seen a little bit of it though, but I do want to see where it goes though. So yeah, what do you say? You want to go on with that one then, Nadja?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we can start from the like chronological order as well. You're starting from like the starting point with the first part.
Absolutely, yeah. And so you thought you were going to this series? Too bad, it was me, Dio.
Yeah, being able to finally see that fun.
It's just so good though, especially with Dio just dropping a freaking steamroller on people in the game too. I forget if he does that in the anime too or not, but that would just be funny as hell to watch.
I mean, I don't know, but maybe.
Let's see, but yeah, so that's what I think we'll be doing in that case then. We'll do Anonymous Noise a different time though, but for now, we'll be going with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for our next review in the series. And how did you want to go about doing this? You want to do like a couple episodes like we've been doing beforehand?
I feel like JoJo is just quite long, so I feel like 6 episodes a week is like a good amount of episodes to watch.
Sure, sounds good by me. We'll do it with Death Note in that case. And this is going to be good. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's one of the most like hyped up shonens like that's ever created. So yeah, I'm excited.
And for good reason too. And the irony is my friend just finished watching it recently too, so there we go.
Oh, awesome.
So we'll finally be able to get back into it at this point. So and the best part is we're going into this blind too. So like, we know the memes and whatnot, but as far as the story goes, like do you know anything about it apart from that or no? Like,
no, I don't know anything about JoJo. Like, I only pretty much know that it's about the JoJo family or generations or something like that. But like,
yeah, the Joestar family.
Yeah, other than that, I don't know much about it.
Let's see, then I think we're going to be in for a good time on this one. We'll both be doing blind reactions going like, holy fuck, did you see that?
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, oh my god, it's... Let's see, which also begs the question, too. Did you want to, like, how else did you want to do this, too? Did you want to set aside some time together and just watch it, or do you want to do it on our own time when we can?
I feel like we could either do either one, like, depending on how our schedules look.
Okay. Yeah, whichever way it goes, we'll keep in touch, and we'll figure it out from there, though, but, should be a good time, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god. I think this is even better than what I was discussing earlier with the series. So thank you, Lily, for the inspiration, and thank you for recommending it as well, though, Nadja, because this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I really look forward to it.
Mm-hmm. And also, was going to discuss too, going forward as well. We've been thinking about having some additional sections on the show too, like a couple of maybe Q&A sessions on like asking like what we think about certain series or like on a given subject for over the course of the week, that sort of thing. Or and then afterwards we might just go and break out a like a gaming session with some of our friends or together or something like that, depending on who's available during the day. And I think it could be fun. Like
for sure.
Yeah, like once you get your stuff fixed up, we'll get ourselves some game days going on as well as the podcast, and then we'll have everything going like clockwork, hopefully.
I hope so, because goddamn, if my network card doesn't arrive soon, I'm gonna be a little bit upset.
I don't blame you there. You've been waiting a long time for it too, and I feel bad for you as well. Like, did they give you a date for that too, by the way, or
I mean, they pretty much said it would arrive by next week, probably, hopefully, early next week.
Yeah, here's hoping though. I'm pulling for you.
Yeah.
And also on a different note too, I wanted to mention as well. For those who aren't familiar as well, I wanted to plug this as well too, if you don't mind me doing so. Is that our mutual friend Ekravane, Nadja's a mod for her as well. She's doing a subathon on the 27th of January. That's going to be on Saturday coming up. And what time's that going on, by the way?
We'll probably start at 12, at noon EST.
Okay. Let's see. So yeah, if you're around at noon on Saturday on the 27th, yeah, pop on in and give her some love. She's going to be doing a whole subathon for the day, and it is going to be glorious. I'm sure of it. She's got a whole bunch of incentives planned out there. It's going to be all kinds of fun, and I think it should be good though. So if you're able to, please come by and give her some love. And yeah, anything you wanted to add on that one too, Nadja, or no?
I don't think so. I feel like we have done a lot today.
Gotcha. I meant more like about the subathon coming up with Ekravane.
I mean, like, Ekri, she's planned a lot of stuff when it comes to the subathon, like, with different sub-goals and things like that. So I feel like if you guys want to check it out, you're very welcome to come hang out.
Yeah, they're going to be doing all kinds of cool stuff. I think she's going to be doing maybe even a rage game thrown in there or something like that. I won't say what it is, but or should I? It's up to you. Let's see, and got another fiery bean over here. So we got ourselves a random bean boozle bean. In this case, it's Oh, go away, ads. It's a cayenne bean over here, so I'm going to burn myself once more. Oh my lord. Woo-hoo-hoo. Thank you, Liz, for setting me on fire once again. Oh my goodness. Even if it's a cayenne bean or whatever, it still burns me like to no end. I gotta grab some more of these.
They are spicy though.
Exactly. I gotta grab some more while I'm out today too. So, oh my goodness me. And oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm just getting lit up over here. And the hydrate too, yes, spread the burn. I gotta get some more water. I'll be right back. Hang on one second. I'm sorry.
No problem.
I gotta get some more water. Keep them entertained in the meantime, please.
Oh, poor Sirius. Getting burned and just needing more water. Yeah, I wanted to thank you as well, Lily, for the recommendation with JoJo, because like JoJo is one of those series where I've seen all the memes, right? But I've never watched the show itself, so I'm just super duper excited about it.
I'm back. I'm coming. Oh my goodness. I'm here, I'm back. Oh my goodness me. Spreading the burn. Here we go, let's do it. And I'm definitely burning up now because it spreads. I knew I shouldn't have had the hydrate combination next to the fiery beans because it just spreads the capsicum around.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta use milk, but the trouble is I can't drink it, unfortunately. Oh my goodness me. If he had milk, I would not do the redeem, I know. I know you wouldn't because you live to see me suffer.
That's the point, though, like making the VTubers suffer.
Exactly, I know. That's why I do it, because I love you all very much. I live to be tortured. I live to be burned, because I am the burning man over here. Let's see. In this case, oh my goodness me. Oh, kind of doing the thing over here. Let's see, but apart from all that too, I wanted to say as well. I mean, hello, Kettleworks. Good to have you around there, just in time for the finale, I think. But I wanted to say too, with Death Note coming to a close, that's got to be by far one of the best series I've ever seen too. On top of all that, and I wanted to thank you not just for that though, Nadja, but for making this whole collaboration possible too as well. Like I couldn't do this show without you. So thank you again for doing this.
Yeah, of course.
and for
I'm just really happy of just introducing Death Note to new people, because I feel like at this point in time, like if you're not like new to anime, but like Death Note is one of those shows that a lot of people have seen. So I'm just really excited when people haven't seen it, so like they get to experience it, because Death Note is such a good show.
It absolutely is too. And by the same token too, I'm looking forward to JoJo, and also looking forward to, once my my new PC comes in, to finally being able to play Genshin Impact as well. Because I've been looking forward to that for the longest time right now. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to also like experiencing the entire story of Genshin, because you have seen a lot of content when I've been playing it, but like just getting all of the context from the beginning, how we met Paimon, and like all of our adventures for all of the other nations as well. It's gonna be great. Absolutely.
I'm still looking forward to discovering what possessed Paimon to go fishing in the lake. Because I'm still imagining her going like, it's like Paimon wanted fish, but Paimon forgot Paimon was small. And Paimon forgot that fish are much bigger than Paimon, so Paimon almost drowned.
I forgot that Paimon couldn't swim.
Like, she's adorable as hell, but I'm still going to dug on her every single chance I get.
I mean, you're good. A lot of people do that.
I know, but still. It's like, you want to pet her on the head, but at the same time you just want to be like, why are you doing this?
It's either a combination of like you want to pet her on the head, but at the same time you want to strangle her as well.
Let's see, Liz says yes, and you can show him how to play. I think Liz is addressing you on that one, Nadja.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Like, I have like a 3-year-old account of Genshin, so like, yeah, I can show him how to play.
Exactly, I welcome this too. I welcome all the assistants too, because it'd be fun to just do it together, because I don't know, I just love streaming with you. That's the best part about it.
Oh yeah, and I mean, like, when it comes to Genshin, I just love getting new people into it as well. Just like just showing the world of Genshin, just getting them to play different combinations and teams, and like explore everything that you can explore in the game as well. So it's really fun.
Absolutely, yeah. And just the scenery looks gorgeous. I was actually watching some of the did I tell you the story, by the way? Tenchi was doing a live stream last night, actually, of the it was like a live event of Genshin Impact with the developers talking about stuff.
Oh yeah, the live stream for the new yeah.
And I couldn't resist too. There was one point where they were talking with the behind the scenes stuff with the people involved in the project. They were showing their positions, but not their occupations. So I couldn't resist. I was basically channeling my inner prankster and going like, it's like, and here we see product developer. Let's see, married to her husband, restaurant chef. It's like, because you see over there. Let's see, once people get married, they have the ability to to see where their futures go. They have precognitive powers, so they name their children after their dream job. Let's see, and crazily enough, product manager is only their first name. This is their son over here. Let's see, combat developer, and his last name is now at campus while finishing his graduation project, because they're showing that line in parentheses or whatever. So I'm joking that it's their last name and first name is their job descriptions.
That's funny.
It's like, but can you imagine if that was actually the case over there?
That would be crazy if that was actually true.
And Tenchi just going, God damn it, Sirius, what are you doing this for? I couldn't resist.
I feel you though.
But they had some pretty cool stuff there. They were showing stuff with the with what's her name? I'm trying to remember her name. Clabbertina, that's the one. Yes, the pretty bird mommy.
Yeah.
And same with Gaming, I think, as well as the cute dog that came with that one character too, like that goes around just like attacking people.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a dog line or whatever, based on the lion dance they do in China or something.
Definitely is. It is inspired by like the Chinese dance culture of it, and I love whenever they do that, because they have done that with like one of the other characters as well, Yunjin, when they introduce like Chinese opera. It's really cool.
Yeah, I just cannot wait to play it though. So far, all I've seen of the game is the various test footage I've been doing on the beach, trying to get the frame rates to work. But no matter what I've tried so far, it just is not working. I've been doing everything.
That's unfortunate.
Let's see, but thankfully though, I have a parts list ready to go. They should be coming in very soon, and then I'll build this thing together and we'll have it working.
For sure.
And even better still, we'll have the new backgrounds going too without any difficulty. Because the new machine's going to be an absolute beast, and I'm looking forward to showing all of it. And the best part is, hopefully, once I get everything going there, we can actually stream together too.
That would be very nice when both of our computers just start working.
Exactly. Then we can play Uno together again, play golf with your friends, and you can have me get stuck on the roof and go through a drain pipe again 55 times.
Yeah.
While you get a hole in one down the track, and I'll be sitting there going like, God damn it, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I told you that time, right, or no?
Yeah, you told me about that time.
Yeah.
That was also really funny.
It was like I've
got a present for you.
Oh my goodness. Blue Sun Brown, thank you so much for getting the sub to Fresh Thug. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh my goodness, you didn't have to do that, but thank you so much for doing that. God bless you. Let's see, yeah, Liz says they're being bottlenecked by old hardware, but it is what it is, though. But thankfully, that'll be a thing of the past very soon. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if our computers come in at the exact same time, with your network card coming in at the same time as the other stuff comes in. Yeah. And then we can do a big joint stream together and just do all kinds of crazy stuff. Because I also,
at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if that was actually the case.
For sure. I also want to play that was it one like park game or whatever it was, like Pico Park or whatever?
Yeah, Pico Park.
Pico Park, yes, that's the one. Because I can't get any guarantees, Nadja, but I may or may not push you into the landmines.
I mean, I will probably jump into the landmines myself.
Probably.
Like, I suck at like playing Pico Park.
It's all good though. I'm sure it'll be fine. Because I definitely want to experience that too, and hopefully get it all working. I wonder too, if it works on my old computer. If once you get your card back, and let me know, and we'll try and get it running together. Because I do want to see how that goes. Play the same game on the new one, night and day difference. Yeah, for sure. But let's see. But yeah, furthermore, going down the line though, I think going forward we're going to do some probably some joint game sessions at the end of the podcast run, just kind of like shoot the shit and just play random games with each other and stuff like that. It should be a good time.
I agree.
And let's see, anything else you wanted to cover today, or my throat is raw from talking. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. I feel like it's pretty much like right now we pretty much done everything that we discussed, like that we would do. So for me, it's good.
Gotcha. Let's see. So yeah, I think we got our plan going forward there. We're going forward into the for the next podcast, we're gonna be reviewing JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I am highly looking forward to it. It's gonna be so good. Nadja gives the chef's kiss of approval, or that was her mic popping there. I couldn't tell which.
Yeah, same. I really look forward to JoJo's though. Like that's gonna be so much fun.
Mm-hmm. But all in all, though, I think it's going to look up for the podcast going forward. And for all you out there, thank you so much for coming today. And Nadja, as always, I can't thank you enough for helping make this collaboration possible. You've been an absolute blessing to have around here. So thank you very much once again.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on. And thank you so much, guys, for coming out and hanging out and chatting with us.
Of course. And let's see here. Who can we raid into in the meantime? Anybody on today that we can bother and prod on Twitch? Wonder if Ekri's around today.
No, Ekri was not gonna have any stream today, but Finley is on.
Yeah, I think he's doing crosscode or something like that. Crosscode until it is done. This guy's in it to win it right now, I think.
I mean, he said he would do crosscode to until he beat it, so...
Yep, exactly. But yeah, thank you everybody so much for coming out today. And it's been an absolute journey with Death Note, and I really cannot thank you again all for coming out there. Thank you again to Blue Out Sun Brown for the gifted sub. Like, y'all are the absolute best, and I meant what I said earlier. I would be nothing without any of you, and I truly appreciate having you all as my friends. So thank you again for everything today from the bottom of my heart. And let's see. I'll try to come back on tonight too for another stream though. But I'm gonna be heading out of town for a little bit this afternoon. But I should be back on later tonight. But I'll let you know in the on Twitter as soon as I can. Let's see. Finley Fish. Here we go. Everybody pop in the clown car because we are going to be on our way in just a few moments. Let's see. Give the good fillet of fish some love, eh? And with that, have a great day, Novakins. See y'all next time. Be good to Finley. And until next, everybody, lights out. Later.